Hey guys, it's Rich with your Monday Spot in the Pagan Perspective. This week we're talking about our personal rituals and thoughts on recording rituals. This week's question comes from JustRandomly, who writes, "Hi, there's a Tumblr who has posted his original rituals on Tumblr in the form of videos. It's great and we received a lot of positive reactions. I think it'd be great if the Pagan Perspective hosts could talk about their personal rituals, at least how they start and end them specifically, and if there are any unique practices or tips they have that they are willing to share. I think this can greatly help those who are just starting in their craft and are confused or stuck on how to go about the rituals, like me in the beginning. I can relate. I know there are books and such that talk about this topic, but I know the personal touch from the host can really make a huge difference." And then Carr added in there what our thoughts are on recording ritual and ritual practices. So I did give this a lot of thought, and it's something that I want to answer Carr's question first because it's the easier one. And then I want to cover the more difficult suggestion on starting and ending rituals specifically. Sorry, I have an itch. So my thoughts on recording ritual. I've done it before, but I don't think I would do it again. Basically because my rituals and sharing them out into the public, unless it is a public ritual, is not something that I'm incredibly keen on doing. It's just something that I haven't really had a need to do, a need to share that information or share the specifics of a ritual. Not only that, sometimes I do them sky-clad in the comfort of my own altar room back home. Here, not so much, but still, sometimes it does happen. So definitely not recording that. So that gets Kara's question out of the way, or her topic suggestion. Now, just randomly, for one, I want to say, who is this Tumblr person, and can you share a link to their Tumblr page or whatever it's called? I'm on there, but I don't know all the terminology. If you can share that in the comments below, I would really like to see it, because I'm always looking for different ritual setups and different suggestions that other people have as well. So, with that being said, specifically on starting and ending a ritual, I did a video, oh geez, this is back whenever I first started on YouTube. I posted a video of my basic ritual setup. And if you watch that video, it's really a ceremonial way of doing things. It's very rigid, very strict in its wording and how everything is supposed to be done. Me, not so much like that anymore. It took me a while to get into my head that a ritual is supposed to be something more of feeling than it is of this is the way it is. Being in the military, doing ceremonial magic at least, was very much a rigid setup that I needed to start my practice. However, now it's evolved into something a little bit more personal, such as something as simple as casting a circle. While, yes, sometimes whenever I have the room to actually walk the circle, to cast a circle, I would love to do that, such as my altar room back in the States. But here I have an 8x12 room, roughly, and there's furniture in the way, and it's basically my walking span is about a 5-foot square. And not a lot of room to walk around, so that had to be altered in my practice. Coming to Korea has really challenged me to reevaluate what all is needed in my practice and what is not. I can't light candles here, so the whole candle lighting is not something that is allowed. I do have the battery-operated candles, but it's not the same. Aesthetically, it is the same, but in ritual, the act of lighting a candle is totally different than pushing a button and a candle coming on. So for me, a lot of the quarter calls and circle casting has not necessarily been taken out of ritual for me, but it's been altered. Now, instead of walking the circle, what I do is I bring up energy from grounding and centering. I bring that energy in, I bring that energy up, and I create like an energy ball. And I move that energy ball, and I basically give it the instruction of, you are here to create my circle, to be my circle, to constantly go around as if it's the electrons of an atom. So it goes around and around, and while doing that, I can also tell it that, hey, you are allowed to let in the element of air, the element of fire, bring them in, draw them into me, greet them. And so that energy ball goes out and around, circling or figurating around everything and doing its thing, and I sit in the circle and I invite the quarters, the elemental energies, I invite them in conjunction with that energy ball going around and saying, come on in, you guys. It's something that it works for me, and it's something that I've recently started, but it's worked for me thus far. Now, I'm not going from quarter to quarter, calling each individual quarter. I face that quarter, or I think of that quarter and I say, energy of air, come on into my circle. I invite you in. Or with the other three elements, of course. It's totally a different setup for me. I've cast my circle, I've brought in the elemental energies, I've invited them in, I've invoked my deity, and then I had my working, whether it be spell work or just sitting in the presence of deity, giving the offering to my ancestors, to my goddess Sophia, or to Jesus, giving an offering, whether it be of praise, of thanks, or of actual libations or food, if I can speak, and then saying thank you to everybody, thanking everybody for being present in my circle, releasing everybody, and then releasing circle. I have that energy ball going all over the place, and it's just all not necessarily chaotic in its way, but it is protecting and keeping energy in as much as keeping a protective barrier. At that point, I calm it down. I bring it down, and almost as if similar to centering, I bring that energy ball in slowly. And I bring that energy ball into my hands, and then I take it and I ground that energy. So, that's just a way that I've been doing ritual. It's worked for me in the times that I've done it. Like I said, I've only started doing this, especially being in such tight quarters as an 8x12 with much furniture type of room. Again, only about maybe 5 by 5 foot square, so kind of a tight space. We do what we need to get by. So, I hope that's helped. I hope everybody enjoys my ramblings of my new ritual type of setup. And I also wanted to say something that's been on my mind. I've shared this on my personal channel. I want to get everybody else's opinions on this as well, because I recently did a run-through on the Pagan series. If you're not watching, go ahead and click to my personal channel. I think I'll leave a link at the end. But I recently did an elemental breakdown and how I view it and all that, and I got into a discussion on elemental energies and it not jiving with a certain person, and they work with the Fae. So I said, well, the Fae have elemental energies attached to them, maybe envisioning them being that elemental energy that they are and swirling around and dancing around your circle. And I wanted to get everybody's opinion on that as well, especially since it's something that I've thought of, even though it's not really a part of my practice yet. I do have Witch's Guide to the Fairy Folk. I have not yet read it, but I am intrigued by it, and I really do want to get to reading it here soon. It is on my to-read list. So I haven't worked a lot with the Fae, but I wanted to get you guys' opinion on it for anybody out there that does work with Fae. So if that's something that interests you, or if that's something that you do in your own practice, please let me know. I would really like your input on it. Like I said, I am going to leave a link right here to my channel if you want to go visit the Pagan series that I am doing. I also wanted to say before I go that even though I haven't talked to Megan recently, I wanted to wish Megan a congratulations in a public forum. I will let Megan tell you exactly why I'm saying congratulations, and I hope that everything is wonderful with them. So, blessings to you guys. I think that's all that I have. Until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.